Referees Mark Jordan and Jen Dukenfield had a mildly acrimonious conversation with Coach Jackson, who was complaining that his players are getting hammered, and there's no doubt that Tamara Halsey on that last drive was knocked heavily to the floor.
An official, I think, was saying that she put her arm out as she went in to create the space, and if anything, it could have been called, I guess, as an offensive foul.
Offensive foul, all right.
At least that it seemed to be the physical gesture. She extended the arm, or he did. It looked like she was pushing off.
All right, 24-6. Here's Danielle Marshall, the Eagles' leading scorer, on the line. Misses the second. Heimbach with the rebound. Here's number 12 is Sarah Gustafson. Hemmed in by Marshall. Pass underneath all by herself is Laurie Bryant. Nice pass. Nice pass inside.
Yes, and that's a moral victory for them. They scored a layup against their pressure. And Norristown still has 4 of the starters in.
Yes. Long shot from the deep right corner. Rebound to Heimbach. Here's Dubuque. Looks to drive. Laurie Bryant. Stolen by Lamara Hinton. There's a foul. Lamara Hinton. Count the basket. Foul on the play.
And shooting 1.
Hinton looking to make it a 3-point play. 26-8. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the first half. Laurie Bryant's out of the game. Into the game for the Panthers is number 30, Beth Bachman. Here's Lamara Hinton, a promising freshman, 5'9". 27-8, Norristown.
Now the pressure's picked up full court. It's no longer a half-court trap.
Here's
They're picking it up full.
Sarah Gustafson. There's Duke to Gustafson. Missed a jump shot. Heimbach with a turnaround. Missed a turnaround. Here's Marshall on the breakaway. 29-8. Oh, here's Hinton with his steal. That's the Eagles' 17th steal in the first half. Way short on the shot from the deep right corner. Here's number 30, Beth Bachman. Gustafson, back to Bachman. Off Bachman's foot, retrieved by Bachman. Duke from the right corner. Ball out on Stephanie Heimbach. 29-8.
Joe, I just don't think the transition game and the pressure is helping them right now. It's putting points on the board, but I just don't think it's helping them for what they need to do.
Here's Marshall. Short on the layup. Number 20 with the rebound is Lauren Hughes, who was fouled. She'll be shooting two shots. That's the 9th foul on Quakertown in the first half. One more in Norristown's in the bonus.
Lauren Hughes is a junior that I have in class, in a high achievement class. Excellent student. Very academic, very responsible.
And that brings up a point that I've mentioned on more than one occasion on our broadcast. For you 7th and 8th graders out there watching this game, sports are important, but it's very, very important that you hit the books. You can be the finest athlete in your high school, but unless you have good grades and score well on the SATs, the college recruiters will simply express complete indifference because the competition is so ferocious, right, Bob?
It's getting more intense because the kids are starting much earlier, and certainly with basketball, a year-round sport for the women, because it's basketball during the summer with AAU and summer leagues,
Yes.
and then you have your school basketball during the year. It's 12 months a year, and everybody's doing it.
Yep. So the difference will be many times your scholastic average. And even if you don't go on to college and you apply for a job, the personnel manager is not going to ask you how many points you scored against Quakertown. They want to see how you scored in calculus and chemistry and biology, in American history and English. Those are the things that are important. I know of too many young men who, by reason of their failure to hit the books, crack the books, work hard in the classroom, lost Division I scholarships. Just lost them. I mean, these colleges are offering $100,000 worth of education, and some of these young men and young women, by their inability to do the schoolwork, is basically telling the recruiters, take back your $100,000 worth of education.
That's correct. You're right on the money with that. Some of the schools, it's more than 100,000.
All right, 40 seconds left to play. Halsey misses a jump shot from the left corner. Here's Marshall, stolen by Gustafson. 1-on-3, reach-in foul. Number 11, Tamara Halsey. 28 seconds left to play. Gustafson will be on the line to shoot 2.
Well, they did reach the double-figure mark
Yes,
in
they
the
did.
fouls, and that was a 1-on-3 break, and they picked up the foul in that situation.
Gustafson makes the first of 2. She makes a pair. 29-11. 18-point Norristown lead. Tamara, nice spin move. Misses the layup, however. Ashley O'Donnell with a follow-up. 31-11, 20-point lead. There's a wild pass underneath, retrieved by Halsey, and that's the end, mercifully, of the first half. Norristown with a 20-point lead. It's the Eagles 31, the Panthers 11, in probably the most non-competitive game that it has been my displeasure to broadcast since I've been doing this starting 2 years ago.
Joe, I wish I could add more to what you're saying. You're on target. I'm looking more at the Norristown side of it, because as you hit in the pregame, Norristown is supposedly getting ready for the playoffs. And we all know, nobody's pulling punches here. Norristown is not going to feel satisfied until they beat their nemesis, which is Cheltenham.
That's correct.
And until you've been able to do that, you're always going to have second thoughts. I'll just share a quick story. When I first started coaching at Kennedy in Conshohocken 25 years ago, one of the teams that was the elite, and is still one of the elite teams in the area at a different level, is Lansdale Catholic. And the first 8 times we played them, I think the first 4 years, we were 0 for. And before we finally beat them, I had to scout them probably 8 times before we played them. And we finally defeated them. After that, we were able to sustain it. But sometimes it takes so much effort to get over that hump. Mm-hmm. And Norristown's hump is Cheltenham. And my point is that they need to address little things, the small things that Bob Schaefer will take advantage of, the coach from Cheltenham, because he scouts, he does his homework, he'll know the Norristown players, and he'll pick up on the travels, he'll pick up on their shooting, he'll pick up on the transition. Those are the things that I think Norristown should be focusing on now, not the press, not the transition game. Slow it down, be patient, work an inside game, work on your half-court offense.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. I agree with those comments 100%. this should be a learning experience for the Eagles, or a fine-tuning experience for the Eagles, and I just don't think they're doing it at the present time. So we'll be back for the start of the second half in tonight's game, again with the Eagles leading 31-11 against Quakertown. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, welcome back to the second half of tonight's game between the Norristown Eagles and the Quakertown Panthers. Norristown holds a very, very commanding 20-point lead, 31-11. Norristown looks to start its starting lineup.
Joe, it is. The starting lineup is on the court. I'll tell you what I'd be thinking about here. If you're going to do that, start them, give them 3-4 minutes and pull them.
Pull them out.
It's over, and then get everybody else in the game.
All right, you have Daniel Marshall running the point. Halsey left wing. Quakertown in a zone. Zone is penetrated by Sasha Sims, who's fouled. Fell heavily to the ground.
Katie Quinn was the first to reach over and attempt to pull her up, help her up.
All right, here's Sasha. 2 shots. Makes the first. Makes the second. Line back. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. All right. Here's Quakertown. Dubuque to Ross. Laurie Bryan stolen by Marshall. Draws a foul. Length of the court layup. 35-11.
Shooting 1.
There's a timeout. Quakertown calls a timeout.
See, this part, I think, Joe, for Quakertown's players and Quakertown's coach, it's bad enough you realize you have to play a team as good as Norristown. That's already a mental problem. The second part of it is when you realize that they're going to just keep putting points on the board and keep pressing, it's even more psychologically damaging. And when this game's over, I'm sure he's going to tell his players, it's over, let's move on to the next game. You can't dwell on it. I'm not sure why he called timeout on that. Maybe just to tell him to relax a little bit and don't worry about the score. Just keep playing the game.
Marshall makes 2 of 2, 36-11. Norristown continues to press. Stolen by Ashley O'Donnell, back to Marshall. Halsey misses the short jump shot. Sims misses a short jump shot. Quakertown's ball. Gustafson, who had 4 points in the first half, into the game. Dubuque is out. Here's Katie Quinn. Cross court to Heimbach. Back to Ross. Rebound to Halsey.
Here we go, they're looking.
Here's Hinton. Offensive foul on Hinton.
And you know what? I think that was a good call. I know some people are reacting to that. There's a technical.
There's a technical foul.
I thought that was a good call.
There's a technical foul on Hinton.
See, I don't know what that's like, Joe. I never had a player get a technical. The behavior and discipline from the players has to be such. You better not address an official. Matter of fact, Joe, the only time that our school, to my knowledge, at Norristown ever got the Silver Whistle Award, which is the award presented by the district officials for the players' behavior, was my last year coaching in Norristown. I believe, I don't know if the boys got it that year, but our first and only year, it's in the trophy case out there, the Silver Whistle Award was given by District 1 officials to us for our reaction to the officials during the course of the season. And that, to me, is one of the most prestigious awards we could have ever received.
Right.
For our discipline and our behavior and our respect to officials.
Now, if Miss Hinton was teed up, and I think she was, it's always been my understanding that the player is removed by the coach and told to sit down and cool off.
I'm looking to see her come out of the game, and she's not.
Now, you have to at all times demonstrate respect for the officials, because as a player, you're representing the school. All right, number 22 on the line is Kelly Duke, shooting the technical foul. Makes the technical foul. 36-12. Makes the second. 36-13. It'll be Quakertown's ball.
I just think that's embarrassing, Joe.
It is embarrassing.
It's not good for the team or the program. You don't need that.
And she is out of the game. Replacing her is number 21, Brandy Staton. Here's Halsey. Halsey to Sims. Looks to shoot, looks to drive.
There's a push-off.
There's a push-off.
There's a push-off.
Offensive foul, Sasha Sims. You could see that from over here.
Right, and he's arguing that, and she did put the arm out, and it's illegal.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that was an offensive foul. There's a steal by Halsey, back to Heimbach. Here's Ross. Gustafson into Quinn, stolen by Brandy Staton. Here's Danielle Marshall. Spin move, misses the shot.
Nice save.
Was a nice save. Here's Ross. Gustafson. Duke. That'll be Norris. It'll be Quakertown's ball on the possession arrow. Ball is stuck between the rim and the backboard.
I think that's only the second time in my coaching career I've seen that happen.
All right, it'll be Quakertown's ball out on the possession arrow. 22 to inbound is Kelly Duke. There's Katie Quinn with an inbounds pass. Nice touch. 36-17. Marshall driving. Draws a foul. Foul will be on number 22, Kelly Duke.
You know, it's almost a 20-point spread, but that 20 points is as good as 40 or 50.
Against this team, absolutely.
It's just that Norristown isn't playing as well.
All right, Danielle gets a shooter's roll. Number 20 into the game for Quakertown is Kim Longacre. Out is number 43, Steph Heimbach. Back to a 20-point lead, 5:39 left to play in the third period. 21-point lead, 38-17 Norristown. Here's Quinn. Stolen by Staton. Marshall. Here's Halsey. Into O'Donnell. Foul by Quinn.
See, now I like that. The ball was punched into Ashley.
Yes, it was.
That's the inside game. She turned, went to the basket. She was fouled. Good move. And that's, I think Ashley O'Donnell's a player you're going to have to count on as the season develops. That's got to be one of your inside players, if not your inside player, because Tamisha Johnson is still not part of the program.
That's exactly right. It's going to take time for her to get her basketball legs, her wind, all those things.
And that's assuming that she's going to be able to come back. She hasn't
correct.
been given clearance to do that.
Right.
And without Tamisha, your inside player has to be Ashley O'Donnell.
Right. From what I understand from Coach Jackson, Tamisha is shooting. She's dribbling up and down the court, but she is forbidden to have any contact drills. And Coach Jackson thinks that she might be available for the playoffs, but he's not sure. And as you say, if she's not there, Ashley is the go-to girl underneath as they enter the district playoffs.